Okay, so today, in the last couple days, I decided to try something new. You know, I was sitting in my room watching YouTube videos and I eventually came across this channel called Bare Metal Hot Wheels. And I wondered how much it would cost for me to get, a Hot Wheel made of my car. Well, after searching on the internet, I figured I couldn't really find anything exactly, and the stuff that I did find, it was kind of expensive. So I figured, you know what? I used to work in my grandfather's paint shop. So why not try this myself? Can't be that hard, right? I was 100% wrong. Painting on a small scale like that is hard. So anyways, yeah, my little Hot Wheel of my car didn't turn out as planned. But I have nothing else filmed, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of dumb stuff like this during the quarantine, so there you go. Hope you enjoy the video. So the reason why I specifically picked a Buick GSX is because, if you guys follow my channel, this is a car that I actually have in real life. Well, not a GSX, but it's actually a Skylark Custom, which has got the same body style, minus the hood vents. And I actually added the spoiler, and I have the tachometer, I just haven't started adding it yet. And I always wanted a Hot Wheel of my own car, and then I realized, it might be a fun project to just kind of record and all that jazz. So, yeah. So as you can see, the wheels actually are black and they have a blue rim around them, which obviously doesn't work with the gray and reds I picked. So obviously those are gonna have to go. If you want to see the real thing in action, just click right up here. Yeah, here. Now for the other cars on the table, I'm not actually painting them. I am, however, planning to take the wheels from this one. See, I really like how the rims look. They kind of remind me of my own. And luckily, the tires, they come off. So I'm going to take those out, I'm going to spray paint them chrome. However, I don't want to necessarily choose the black walls, and the white walls are a little too much for me, so I haven't actually made a full decision yet, but I'm thinking of taking the tires from this one because I love the look of the red walls. Now, I haven't made a complete decision. I might stick with black walls, I don't know for sure, but yeah, I'm going to take the tires off this one because they come off just as easily. I'm not going to take apart this car though. I actually love this car. It reminds me of a 32 coupe. So now for the last few cars, I've actually never done this before, so these cars are for practice when it comes to drilling out the holes and such. That's literally all they're there for, so let's get into it. So these are the 3 practice cars that I used, right? So first one I tried was actually, what was it called, Boombox? Yeah, it's called Boombox. So this car was not very easy to take apart because one thing I didn't realize is that all the pieces like hook into each other. So you can see, first one, let me catch the light just right. First one, I drilled a little bit too deep, getting into plastic, but it was also seeming like a plastic rivet kind of thing, which is kind of weird. Then here, come on. And right here, the drill kind of got away from me a little bit, so I ended up like going all around here. But you know what? It ended up, come on. Yeah, that's what I hate about this car. It ended up coming apart eventually. So first one was good, but I still wanted to practice a little bit more before I actually used the GSX. The next one I did was this red classic Mitsubishi Eclipse. It was definitely a lot easier because now I knew what I was getting myself into. So it was also easy because, come on. It was easy because right here there was only one rivet, so I don't have to worry about that. So I actually took care of that one pretty good, and it came apart like no problem. So right here you see the 3 different pieces we have. We have the car body, we got the glass that goes into the car body, we got the plastic in piece, which is the interior plus the turbo and the exhaust, and then of course we got the wheels, which is probably the most important part of what we're going to do. Now the last one I was a little more worried about because this one had the wheels, but this one came apart pretty easily too. So right here is probably the bit that I'm most proud of. It came apart really easily, and then right here the drill kind of got away from me a little bit again, but it was luckily it was in a tire, so it wasn't easy. It was pretty easy to fix it. I was able to take it all apart. So here we have the body, all right? Here we have the glass, the plastic in piece, and of course the wheels. Now the wheels, I just realized they're going to be a little hard to come out because this is a metal underbelly piece. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to take apart this Buick and see where it takes us. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna work on. Alright, so the next thing I want to work on is definitely getting the paint off. So what I did was I bought some paint thinner, and I'm gonna fill up a bowl, and then I'm gonna throw a car body in there, see if that'll take off the paint. Now I bet you're wondering, will this work as great as the aircraft remover?
I have no idea!
I honestly have no clue. There's probably a reason why people use the aircraft maneuver, but you know what? I couldn't find any, so now I'm gonna roll with this. Okay, so I left it in for a while, and it really didn't make any difference. You know, all this stuff that looks like it's kind of done anything, it hasn't. I had to attack it with a wire brush afterwards. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrub this all down, and then I'm gonna throw it back in, see if that makes a difference. Okay, so now here's the Buick all sanded, and what I think I'm going to do is I need to wash it off anyway. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it in the thinner, and then I'll just, you know, wipe it down with a paper towel. Now here is when I decided to paint the interiors and the wheels. This was also harder than I thought, because all of a sudden there was wind, and I had to be careful of the wind, because it was just going to blow parts everywhere. But I couldn't take it inside because there's cars in the garage, and I couldn't paint inside because, you know, my parents would straight up kill me. So what I did is I just did quick sprays, and then I let them air dry underneath the cover. The reason why I picked the cover was so no impurities from the outdoors could go on, and I keep doing this for everything that I paint. So I don't really have a good cover, so I end up using a popcorn bucket. Now, I tried to put primer on it, but the primer didn't work. Even though I'd shaken the can around properly and done everything like how I was supposed to, for some reason the primer was coming out with a consistency of like boogers or something. Not sure if you can see it from here, but it kept clumping up on me, so eventually I just decided to do it without primer. Painting the car body. This took a lot of work. I obviously painted on way bigger vehicles, even though it was mostly primer. But on a such smaller scale like this, you had to be careful of spraying too heavily, or else then you'd cover up things like door handles and all that jazz. See, I don't show you guys this in the video, but I had to paint the body a good 10 times before I finally got it right. And even then, it's still not perfect. There's little tiny gouges everywhere where I couldn't, you know, fix it right. And I probably could have fixed it if I really wanted to, like resanded certain areas, but by the time I'd finished this, it was roughly 9 p.m. on Friday, and I still had to edit the entire video for Saturday morning. So as a result, I just kind of left the painting as it did. I also used a lot of taping during the paint, which, you know, granted may or may not be the best way to do it. It's just how I'm used to painting cars. I'm used to taping up everything you don't want and covering with paper and then just making it work that way. I also actually put a clear coat on this, which I didn't show because I forgot to record. So there's also that. Alright, now the paint's all done. It's time to put this puppy together. Alright, so right now I'm going to show you guys the finished project. I do hope you guys all like the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. So without further ado, let's check it out. Oh my gosh, that looks awful. Oh man, yeah, this project was it was a lot harder than I expected. You know, the wheels don't even roll. I don't know what I did wrong about that. I know they're not glued wrong. Everything seems like to fit back like it should, so there's also a bunch of paint nicks everywhere. But, you know, overall, for the first time I've ever painted a Hot Wheel, besides using a paintbrush when I was like 4, I'm actually pretty happy with the outcome. You know, it's not perfect, but I actually had a good time doing this because, you know, it was something new. And I'm gonna need a hobby if this quarantine keeps up any longer. Anyway, so that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot harder than I thought it would, so remember this video when you try to do it yourself. Obviously I could have used like an airbrush or something like that, but ultimately I just want to do this on a budget and do it real quick just to see if I could. And I learned I really couldn't. You know, it came out alright, but it's not that good. Either way, it was a lot of fun for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that shiznits. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Be careful in the quarantine. Peace.